Three, two, one. Showtime. Assalamu alaikum. Say it one more time. Assalamu alaikum. Popkeys with you tonight. By Said Farad Muhammad, Brother Cap, wrapped up all in one and some more besides. Start out as usual with prayer. In the most holy name of Almighty God Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come to restore we who were lost from our own kingdom of Islam, and to destroy those who have destroyed us. Thou, God, O Allah, we are thy people. Deliver us from our murderers, and we serve in the daily all the days of our lives. And we will teach our children to submit to thee, to that unequaled love and mercy for thou. And thanks to you, O Allah, for making manifest to us our enemy, the devil. Help us, O Allah, to live the life and die the death of a Muslim. I bear witness no God but thee. I bear witness the most honorable humble Elijah Muhammad is your last and greatest apostle. Thank you, Allah, for this day. Thank you for this gift of life. I pray, Allah, that you bring all the calamities that you have on this evil, sinful, wicked, and accursed devil and society that we have been placed in. And I pray, Allah, that you remove the heart of the devil from the original man here in the wilderness of North America, ultimately across the planet. Thank you, Allah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for raising up our midst, the divine leader, teaching spiritual guidance in the person of the most honorable, humble Elijah Muhammad. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Assalamu alaikum, black people. You know, tonight what I'd like to do, if any of you would like to call in next 30, 40 minutes or so, come in. I want to hear a little bit from you all tonight, see where your mind's at, what you got on your mind. I wanted to do a topic tonight on family and children, which is so important that we continue to stay on that, because the world that we are living in is falling, and a new world is coming in. And there's a lot coming to us. There's a lot of difficulties and obstacles that we have to overcome. And we have to get our children prepared. You know, just teaching our children how to have a good time are not sufficient. Look at the world. Look at the evil that you're witnessing on your YouTube, whatever media outlets that they have. You can see the destruction of whole families. You see open murder of children. You know what I'm talking about, in Gaza, in the Congo, where you have original people at. It's not looking too good. We had the evil ones that's openly now in front of the whole world to just practice genocide on the people and justify it with the psychological profiling of the minds of the people, making you think what they want you to think. With corporate media, they broadcast and their narratives, how they preference. Everything is pretty much one-sided in Western media. You have to do a lot of research and searching to get other media outlets that's not tied into the West to get the true story of what's going on, even in Gaza. And I would just like to say is that you're not getting everything. You know, the Israelis been sitting, pretending to go into Gaza for over a month now. They was at the gates this weekend, and now they talking about 40 more hours, 48 more hours, they going in. Well, you already there. But it's difficult to accomplish your mission because they got those Hamas fighters are very brave individuals. And when they give you their footage of what's taking place, they popping up out the ground. They got drones in the sky dropping bombs on the Israeli forces. They videoing where they approaching tanks, bulldozers, placing explosives on them, RPGs just popping up all over the place, bravely fighting a so-called superior military force. But if you properly train, well armed, used to your enemy, their tactics, this is not the first time they had to confront IDF forces. There's nothing like knowing your terrain. You know it like the back of your hand. Don't nobody know your neighborhood or your city or your community better than you when it comes to guerrilla warfare, especially when you got the people on your side, because people can't help but be on Hamas side because they are the ones that are being murdered from the sky on civilians. Not on military assets that they claim everything is a military asset, but they just bombing because they're afraid to go in until they done destroyed the whole damn Gaza Strip. And they trying to locate, find out where the leadership is at. But one thing about Muslims and the military training, they train 3 steps down. You can kill the leader, so-called leader, but there's other men up under him just as qualified, and women, to know that how to continue on. So there's really no such thing to killing the leader and you're going to stop the movement. It don't work like that. When you see the Palestinian people, you know, you don't see a mad rush for them trying to get out. I see them digging people out the hole and standing up. You know, they're not going anywhere. They facing this terror head on. They're not being forced from their homeland. Trying to push all the Palestinians over toward the West Bank into Egypt, not going to accept them. Why should they? They're up on the attack in the West Bank. Mahmoud Abbas, you know, he done sold out a long time ago. That's why, you know, Hamas really had to step up. That's how Yasser Arafat was eliminated through that situation over there in the West Bank. So there's a lot going on, black people on the planet today, and everything that you see that's taking place, don't think it won't hit your behind over here. That's why children have to be trained up to endure. Families have to be trained up to endure, teach our children time, the things that they're going to have to face. And sure in the hell ain't gonna be Disneyland, Chuck E. Cheese, none of those things at all. You had too much sport and play, brothers as Muslims pushing their children into sport and play and all these things. I like America gonna be here as it is in the next 6 months to a year, or the next 5 years. So they ain't gonna be able to go into no damn sport and play because things getting ready to change. Even if they had an election right now, black people, who gonna win that election? The show on hell wouldn't be Biden. But you have these house Negroes telling you to vote for another killer, sanction the African governments speaking out against homosexuality or standing up for their freedom. This is the man that y'all put in the White House. Remember that. And you got another man that they call Trump. We all know about him, but I think Trump would be Biden right now, hands down. Got the whole world in an uproar. We right in the middle of all of this, black people. Some of us divided. We don't know which side to come down on because of our social status and trying to protect our wealth, or whatever that we have that we figure that we should hold on to. So you side with the devil. These are the days of decision. Which side are you going to come down on? That's why family need to strengthen themselves. Famine hits, because if this situation blows up, black people, prices going up, fuel going up, everything gonna go up. Fuel, food shortage, fuel, all those type of things. And if a drought hit, then you pretty soon you cut off the supply chain. You have famine in America. Just think about the thing that's right in front of you. And we lagging behind on raising and training our children on how to be adequate in this world. We don't give them the sense of responsibility that they need in order to take charge. We just sending our children to school, but they're not getting the information they need on the challenges that they're gonna have to face. Understand what I'm saying? We believe in a mystery God that don't serve us at all. It says, we have to teach our children, black man, black woman, the proper knowledge. I see where the churches in Florida, like I said in the beginning, we should be teaching our own history. Our main source of information and teaching should be coming out the home, not from the public school system of America. So when they leave out your door, they fully prepared. Ask your children who they are. Can they tell you right now? In most cases, they can't because they haven't been properly educated at all. This is why we lagging everywhere. 19 Key did a podcast yesterday on the streets of dead. They've been dead a long time ago. And if you go to the streets and observe, you see nothing but death. Anyway, there's no code in the streets anymore. You shouldn't even look for that in the streets. The streets are dead on both levels. Even on the sport and play crowd, the Hollywood crowd. Look at their mindset. Most of them are dead too, mentally. Don't know which way to go. Don't have the courage to stand for truth, freedom, justice, and equality. You think because you get a few dollars, you have a certain status, you can protect your children and send them out into these European schools and get indoctrinated, but separation is the key now, black people. And when you look at our history, when we had segregation, that's when we were at our best. We had hotels, resorts, you name it, entertainment, whatever we needed in our community, we provided. And we flourished. We flourished until we stood up and got tricked into integration. Did all that marching and let the dog jump on us and eat us up just to go to the school and sit next to a white person. But all they had to do was give us the damn books. We had schools. We had black teachers. We weren't lagging behind in education. We had came up out of slavery running pretty good. We built all these black towns that prospered. We had all these black people that was opening up businesses left and right. When the white man wouldn't let us in this spot, we opened up our own. We had our own black districts and all of that up under much, much more difficult times. But when we say, well, we want to integrate, look what happened. Homes got broke down, families got broke down. Our children started going out into the white man's world, getting swept up in this fair-seeming world. Now look at this, flash forward to 2023. You're running buck wild in America has lost the love for self and kind. We have lost the will to want to do for self. All we want to do in 2023 is beg, plead, and vote our way to freedom, justice, and equality. Go back a few years. With this administration, what have we received? War, more racism, more murdering of black people in this country, ultimately across the planet. You see how this administration jumped in bed with the terrorists. I'm talking about Netanyahu and his crew. They protesting in Israel right now. All around Netanyahu's house, trying to break up in there. They don't see that in the media in America, though. But this is what's going on. Big time. What's going on in America? Not a damn thing good. Political process is rotten to its core. You can be a crook, you can be a criminal, you can be a fraudster. You can lie in your campaigns about who you are, who you represent, or your past history, and still get elected and stay in office. You can admit to taking payouts and briberies, fraud, murdering, and all these things, having sex with young girls, Matt Gates. Look at all these things in your eyes. And you got nerve to talk to us about law and order, calling us criminals. When you set up an environment that produces nothing but criminality, because we depend on you for everything. We depend on you for our environment. You gave us an environment that produces nothing but criminal activity when you put a man, a woman, and child in poverty, and they got to figure out how they're going to go for themselves. You took the black man and say, based on your color, we're going to mistreat you. We're going to deny you. We're going to deprive you. We're going to oppress you. Brother, we're going to run you away from your family. We're going to make you fight our wars for us and bring your butt back home and drop you back off. You can't even get a damn job when you get back. Understand what I'm saying? And if we give you a job, then you got to fall in line. You got to take on that mentality that we have. You got to be a black-white person. You understand? You got to be able to mistreat your people the same way that we do. Understand? But what are we teaching our children and our families and our homes? You got the black man, black woman, on different spectrums in most cases with this feminist movement. We got the church houses of America accepting all the laws that the law say don't violate is being accepted in the church houses of America. You don't see that in Islam, though, do you? Deception is the order of the day. Murder is the order of the day. We don't even have good food to eat anymore. We don't grow our own food. We don't support the ones that's out in our community on the front line, striving to bring knowledge and wisdom and understanding and be the ones on the forefront leading the charge for our people. We have messed up a group of people right at this point in time. But the change is going to come about. It's already taking place because we're at war. The whole world is at war right now, subject to blow up. Just like that, what you gonna do? We send our children to the public school system of America, or they turning our children out left and right. We following the curriculum of white supremacists teaching our children how to serve master. All these brilliant minds of the Asiatic black children in America, brilliant genius being snatched up by corporate America and their institution and use them. Their brilliance, because white men don't have creative ability at all. Everything comes out the mind of the original man and woman. Look at our condition, though. We can change it, black people. But we have got to get up out of this hating self and kind. And then we got to be adamant about doing for ourselves. You know, it says, and you know, we got to change our attitudes about our families and our children. It says, the fact that a father and a mother are the agents of procreation gives them authority over what they produce. However, they must be mindful that they have been given authority over what they produce, but did not create. You understand what I'm saying, black people? You say, that's mine. You've been given authority over it, but you didn't create it. Allah created. It says, how we handle authority manifests the quality of our faith, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And deeper, it manifests the level of respect for him who created what we have authority over. Listen, and you don't teach your children right, really a form of child abuse in 2023. Listen, child abuse is not just abuse of children. It is also the abuse of the privilege of exercising authority over God's creatures. You understand what I'm saying? Do you really understand? I see y'all be posting your little children on Instagram or what have you, Facebook, whatever you want to call them, TikTok. But to get a response, y'all cursing them, and you got your babies on there cursing, and like that's something to be proud of. Look what we producing. We're not producing revolutionaries. We're not producing gods. We're just producing little niggas. And it's funny. It's funny to you. Anybody push the like button, something wrong with you. That don't appeal to me. That stepping, fetching, you on that dancing and all this old type of stuff, that's not going to get you into the hereafter now. If I was your enemy, I'd love to see you keep tap dancing. It says, these are my tidbits, the soul of a human being yearns to meet its creator. And what I want to do tonight told Clay might go about 30, 40 minutes. See if any of you all want to come in and have something that you want to speak about that's worthwhile talking about. Come on here with no foolishness and all of those type of stuff. We're going to talk about family, we're going to talk about children, we're going to talk about building a nation. That's fine with me. All that other stuff, just keep that to yourself. It said, emanates from the Creator and longs to return to the Creator. But so many of us that are on a journey stop before we reach the goal. Climbing a mountain is not easy. Sometimes you have to stop and get some rest. It said there's one thing God cannot do. He cannot lie, because he has the power to make whatever he says come into existence. They said the lonely black woman, the objective of this society is to keep the black man and woman separate. We trying to normalize our captivity. That's exactly what we do. We tend to believe that the white man lied about everything except God. Think on that. Everything we talk about the white man, but we don't go back to the root cause of a lot of our problems. We think he stood up and gave us the truth, nothing but the truth, the whole truth, so help me God, about God himself. The very one, that the ones over there killing the Palestinian people, the very one that they say executed Esau or Jesus that you all say y'all follow, was who? Who murdered Jesus? According to the Bible, the King James Version of the Bible, sold more slaves than anybody. Was it the Jewish people? The ones that claimed to be Jews? Did they or did they not? So what makes you think he gave you the truth? When he finally allowed you to learn to read. Remember, they had Nat Turner running around on the plantation teaching the slaves how not to steal, teaching the slaves how to turn their cheek. Did they not? So you got to wake up now, like the brothers and sisters are waking up in Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, and all the other countries. They say take charge of your daughter's dress at her early age. For little girls, fathers. So you got to step on up into the process now. Understand what I'm saying? Some little girl running around here dressed like a grown woman, little kids. Understand? Teach them how to be modest. Fathers. Teach your children about food, or how to eat to live, how to grow food, where the food come from. Teach them about the land. Teach them about the soil. One day, you might not be there. You might get taken out. You never know. But your children have the knowledge to sustain themselves. Understand? How to put a seed in the ground. Where the corn and tomatoes come from. Where the watermelons come from. Where the food you got on the table come from. It said, brother, get up out of your shell. Come out and see the conditions of your people. Some of y'all stuck so far up in Hollywood behind that you forgot where you came from. You understand? Done cold-blooded forgot. Won't even ride past the block because you use the excuse you can't go back to the hood anymore. Well, at least LeBron James built a school and apartments for his people up in Cleveland. I seen a little brother rapper see somebody, I don't know for sure what his name is. He's talking about the brother Meek Mill and Rick Ross, them teaching this. You know, they talking about prison reform, but you talking about murder one another in your music. So the brother come out about what they done donated, this, that, and another. Man, hell, you supposed to do that anyway. You ain't did a damn thing. But you affecting the minds of our people with this foolishness. Then y'all want to run around here and make records talking about Master Farad Muhammad. Was it behind your back? You still carrying the devil's water. Take over time, call it like see it. If a man won't treat you right, what makes you think he would teach you right? Black people, look at that, how we've been miseducated. You got to change your diet, black folks, eating all this poison, man. People dying left and right, got all type of diseases. Our children is tripping, wrong food. And then you need to start teaching your children how to experience. Listen, show respect to children. They will show respect to you. You think children just may do what I say, irregardless. That's why you see some children will have temper. Learn how to work with the will of a child. Children sometimes just break out crying when they don't get their way or get what they want, or because they don't know better. And you got to know how to get down on their level. A child just break out crying all the time because that's the only thing that they know. Sometimes you just get down where they at. Get on your knees. Come in. Put your arms out. Bring them close to you. Tell them it's going to be all right. What's going on? What's wrong? Teach them how to control their breathing. Settle down. Understand what I'm saying? Respect their thoughts. You know. Then you have to work and develop the minds. You know, a lot of times we focus on what our children are doing wrong. But you also need to focus more on what they're doing right. It says, you know, you have to teach your children big ideals, creative ideals, correct ideals, productive ideals. Teach them to never quit. Understand that kids are loud, messy. That's what children do. A child can feel the quality of your presence. Teach the children to regulate when they have meltdowns, as I stated earlier, and let children have their say sometimes. I got plenty of grandchildren, and they say what they want to say sometimes. I let them have their opinion. They be talking strong sometimes. This, that, and another. When they out of line, I put them in line. But I let them voice their opinions. Then you study children. You watch them. You observe. You observe how they play. You observe how they share. You watch them when they're outside. When they're outside exploring, playing with plants or insects. Understand what I'm saying? I had a nephew, Talute, and he played the video game all the time. And so I said, let me sit down with him and see why he in this game so much. Because the characters in the game, you know, these games where they shooting and all this old type stuff, trying to go through these different levels. And how they be talking to themselves and the characters in the game, in the video games. And so he would say, I'm watching him, he said, man, why didn't you help me? You let me get something to happen to him, get killed, but you didn't help me. So I'm sitting there watching him because this is real life to them in a way. So when they went, as the game went on, this character came back up when he came for his opportunity to help this character in the game. He let him get both his arms chopped. I said, I come here to help him. He said, because he didn't help me. You understand what I'm saying? Listening to the minds of these children, how they think. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you learn how to teach them. This is how you learn how to help them grow. You understand? Then you look at their shortcomings because they're just children. You understand? You teach them character development. You know, black people, is so much that we had to do. It said, be nice and calm and get down on your knees. Bring them to you. Hug them and hold them. Teach them to breathe. Learn how to relate to your children. A lot of you don't, all you know how to do is fuss. Don't do this. Don't do that. Then you had to have them fireside chats. I know when we was coming up, black folks would sit out in the yard. They would tell stories and all these type of things. You know, we don't do that anymore. You know, let your children sit around. Have family meet, family time. You know, let them tell stories about their day. Let them tell stories about what they think. You know, even my grandbabies, I would ask them what type of music, what they listen to. You understand? I would sit there with them. Sometimes we'd be in the car, let them put their music on, listen to it, sit there kicking with them. You know, trying to be present with them, because once you get out on their level, then you can get into their minds. You can understand how they think. You understand? If you learn how to think, you know how to insert knowledge into their minds. Understand what I'm saying? Black people, you know, this is a process of development, character development. It says focus on the thing that your children do well, then you have to be careful. Sometimes you can show your thoughts to your children, especially if they ain't good. Be careful. Understand? Or you can look at a person, you can tell what they're thinking sometimes. Black people. And it also says abusive parents produce hatred in the hearts of the children, especially abused child. Abusive authority, no matter on what level, creates hostility and a lack of desire, will, or spirit to cooperate, ultimately leading to what? Rebellion. When your children get old enough, they're going to rebel. They're going to pull away from you. And you don't know what to do, especially if the father is not there in the home to keep that balance after children reach a certain age, males and females. That's when the father come in and start putting the sons, children to their test. You know, everything is not sport and play. Not everything is not having a good time. There's responsibilities. If you fall, son, baby, get back up. Keep stepping. Did you get your work done? You understand? Do you know how to clean? Do you know how to make up your bed? You understand? Do you know how to, if you have a brother or sister, do you know how to change their diaper? Understand? Do you lie when you get caught up in something? Teach them how to be honest. If they take something, I had some of my children that took them out, go out shopping or something, they take something. One of my sons, Asian one, took something one time, and as we coming out, seeing what he had, I said, man, I'm taking you on back in there, man, by here. You know, I said, man, you getting ready to go to jail. And I took him on back there to the office bench. I don't want to do nothing. But let him know that this is unacceptable. We're not going to turn the other cheek. You understand, brother? You don't come out and take nothing. You understand? Whatever you want, you earn. You dig? What I'm saying? We have to teach our children morals and values because they learn from us. Be an example to your family. Black people, black man, black woman, in particular. And we at 3:40, 8:40. I'm gonna do this, and then Cleveland want to bring someone in, fine tonight. If not, we're gonna keep moving. It says, I want you to listen to this. God, who is the personification of all that is good, has in him or her the opposite of every good quality. This comes from the fact that the mind, being limitless in its natural state, cannot have its imagination suppressed. In other words, whatever the mind thinks of up, it simultaneously thinks of down. Whatever it conceives of long, it instantly conceives of opposite, short. This is a perfect natural ability, understanding the mind. If you can understand your own mind, you can understand the mind of your children and how to really properly teach them for the time that we're living in. This is also natural to God, who is omnipotent, omniscient, and everything else, and who loves to manifest these qualities in the universe, will also at some point in time manifest their opposite. The opposite of all God's good qualities can be summed up in one word: self-forgetfulness, or evil as it's commonly called. See, we done forgot the goodness that we were created in. That's why it's so, once we brought over in 1555 in Jamestown, Virginia, hit in the head, put to sleep, all that was taken from us. That's why then the devil was able to put all this evil, fast-seeming thinking in our minds. These opposites have never been manifested on earth before in all eternity. God is unable to manifest them in his or her natural body, listen, which is perfect. To overcome this limitation, God decided that a new type of human would be made. This human would have the throne of God, the black germ, removed from his temple. The physical body, such a being would soon replace the missing throne with idols of evil. This is what we're living in now. The black germ is the seat of morality. It is the altar upon which God sacrificed divine unity for the sake of individual personality and self-renewal. It is also the seat of creativity, black people. It is to the body what blackness is to the fertile soil, or what molasses are to dark sugar. Just as bleached flour, beach sand, and white sugar are dead and infertile, so too is a human without the black germ. Listen, immoral and impotent, i.e., unable to create or prolong life. That's why you see certain people are dying off. They can't procreate like black people. But we got that black germ in them. They don't have that creative ability. If we wasn't here, they'd be totally on the bottom of civilization. It said, so too is a human being poisonous to the planet who is without the seed of morality. This was the type of image that God decided they had to make in order to bring out the evil in them. Black folks, this is what we're dealing with today. They don't have that black germ in them, that seed of morality, freedom, justice, and equality, peace, love, and happiness. I'm just telling you, all these people want is war, enslavement, oppression, and destruction. And then swerving down through their media and make you think they right. When you see babies, men, bombs dropped on them, dead, bones sticking out their leg. One little brother said, man, I carry my own, this little kid. I picked him up and carried him away. He had been decapitated. The brother could have been no more 7, 8, or 9. Understand what I'm saying? What kind of human beings are they human? We're dealing with devils, black people. These are very, very, very dangerous times that we're living in. Period. So we have got to change if we want something different to come about for our babies. Otherwise, it's going to become even more difficult for them to continue to live on this planet in peace and to even have a life. These are very, very, very dangerous times, Black people. You know, we taking things a little bit too lightly. We think we can debate on who's right and who's wrong. But look at the situation in front of you. What do you think these people will do to you and your babies? The same damn thing. Understand? It is take over time. But we had to go inside ourselves and self-check. Cut out all this noise that's on the outside that's bombarding us every day. We're trying to deal with every problem, come up with a solution to every problem. And still the focus is on the real problem. Separation. Doing something for ourselves. Every time they come up with some new technology, well, this is going to change the world. This, that, and another. Well, maybe. But I know something else coming that's going to change the world. Understand? It's already here. That's a law, the Mahdi. I know something else going to change the world. That's the people in America sitting in the belly of the beast in the nation of Islam, because we all in the nation of Islam. An indestructible force that shall come across the planet. See, I just give you a piece of my mind because this is what's coming. We are commissioned to free the land, to free the people. We can't even put a force together to go help nobody. We can't even help ourselves. In America, we divided. We don't have that divine unity. We don't do good business. Our word is not bond amongst majority of us. That's why we got to go through the process, the purification process. We got to follow divine law. And whatever you're ready, I'm ready. There's so much that we have to do.
We have one person that's on stage right now. You can't see it from your end, so I just want to give you a heads up when you want to let them enter.
I read you said something about one person.
We have a person that's ready to come on stage right now. So if you're ready for him, I can put him on stage.
Bring him on in. I'm ready for him. I just want to hear what people got to say tonight. Tell him to speak up where I can hear him on my.
Peace, Brother Brasher. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Alaikum salam, brother.
How's the brother tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I got excited when I
told you, speak up so I can hear you, and let me bring my stuff a little closer because it's not that loud and stuff.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, brother.
Yeah, brother. So I have a 3-year-old son. I have a 2-year-old daughter. I have a 3-year-old son, a 2-year-old daughter. And I have been discussing with my wife about homeschooling them and teaching them outside of the general system. But I don't really know exactly how to go about doing it, and I don't really have a proper curriculum as to what to introduce them to, at what age they should be introduced to it. I know from listening to you about letting them be courageous, letting them push themselves and not to put fear into them, and allowing them to kind of like on before the age of 7, just to be out there in Mother Nature. So that's what I'm doing now, but I know I need more information on how to properly align them so they can really come out here and be aware of what situation they were born into.
Let me ask you this, brother. Tell me what you see in the world today. Does it relate to your family? And tell me what you see.
I see a hamster wheel. I see people being born and chasing the dollar and dying. I see poverty. I see junk food. I see a lack of potential. Just to name a few things.
Do you ask your children? If you ask your babies, what you say they were 3 and what, brother?
3 and 2. I have a 3-year-old son and a
3 and 2. You got them at the perfect age, brother. Really, you should just be setting the example in the homes. Brother, let me give you something what Elijah Muhammad said. See if I can find it right quick, brother. I got one piece here. Let me see. It says how to rear our children. It says a civilized mother is devoted to her children. This is about the mother right now. The civilized mother teaches her child obedience. The civilized mother teaches her child from the cradle. That's so important from the time when our children even came out the womb of their mother. They were being taught in the womb. You know, you can rub your baby's, your wife's stomach, and you can talk to them, and you can read the Quran, you can read information. It's going inside of them. It says, a civilized mother teaches the child an Islamic way of life, a certain way of life where you, Islamic or not, it's still the same, a righteous way of life, morals and values, character development. A civilized mother understands that children are equal to adults in forms of human worth and dignity. A civilized mother concentrates on striving to be upright so that her children will do the same. Because the mother is the guide of the children when they're babies, brother. Listen. A civilized mother does not criticize her children or others so that her children will not learn to condemn. It said a civilized mother avoids hostility in order to tone down aggressiveness in her child. A civilized mother is tolerant in order for her child to learn patience. A civilized mother gives praise so that her child will learn to appreciate. Always compliment. I would teach my children how to say certain words. When they begin it, I would clap and, oh yeah, you know, put that enthusiasm in them. Teach them self-esteem. It says, a civilized mother deals with her children in fairness to help him to learn the meaning of justice. A civilized mother shows her child approval so that he will learn to love him or herself. A civilized mother lets her child see a good example. This is one of the things that we missing in our home, a good example. That takes discipline in the home. A civilized mother remember that she is the mother of what? Civilization. A civilized, I won't read that part, but you know, it's so much, even before we have children, that we need to learn. Even before we bring our babies on the planet. We had to learn how to teach civilization. How are you going to teach something that you don't know? You don't know. It says, boys and girls are separated in order that they may receive the proper training. Boys are taught and trained to keep their bodies clean, as well as their minds, to accept their responsibilities and obligations, and to perform their duties. Your children are small right now, but they're going to be there before you know it. They're taught to respect and protect the female and to be dependable and self-reliant. And they are taught to respect the property of others. Understand what I'm saying, brother? Listen, girls are taught to train to keep their bodies clean, charming, and graceful, as I stated earlier. A father should take a little bit more responsibility on what they baby girls wear. Understand what I'm saying? A lot of mothers be trying to dress them the wrong way, too fast. That's why you see little girls grow up too fast. They be fast because you train them the wrong way. You understand? Teach them the way of modesty. It says they learn how to cook and sew, to care for their future husband and children. They're taught how to avoid everything that is shameful or that will cause them to have a guilty conscience. Children are taught a lesson in love. Let's see what else we got. It says, teach severely against homosexuality. We got to start early in the home now because they're teaching in the public school system. Understand what I'm saying? Fornication, adultery, incest, perversion, and the murdering of our unborns through destructive methods. It teaches against lying and stealing, backbiting, hypocrites, and people who are envious. All these things we need to be teaching in the home as your children grow, especially between 2 and 3 and up to the age of 7. This is the time, brother. You understand what I'm saying? Because them babies, like you say, the terrible two, they watching. They're watching you and your wife behave. They watch how you respond and deal with situations. They're watching if you're emotional. They watch the language that you use. They watch how and listen to how you discuss others that they're familiar with. You understand? When they're not around. All these things. Listen. It says, teach it against those who have no respect for themselves or anyone else. You got to tell them. You understand? The teaching of Islam washes the mud from the eyes of my people whereby they can see for themselves. If they stop their ears so they can hear for self. They straighten their tongue whereby they can speak the truth. Teach your children to speak the truth, regardless. They break the chains of fear and ignorance. That's why you got to have books in the home. You got to read and study. Have reading in the home. Have the children sit back and read. You sit in the circle with your babies when they get a little. Even now, you can put on tapes, knowledge and information, or get a book and see you reading, or watch you reading from it, and your wife having discussions about what you just read. Now, they might be moving around, but they listening. You understand what I'm saying? Teach them discipline. Teach them how to have quiet time sometimes. Have them sit down, relax, man. Running around, sit down, don't move. Understand what I'm saying? They don't want to get up, you turn your back, they easing up off the couch. You understand what I'm saying? I had my twins one time, I'm sitting on the couch reading the final call. And I think it was Raheem. You know, we had the kitchen, there's somebody rambling around in the refrigerator. Raheem over there watching Pop. So he can throw the signal. Hey, number little boy, 2, 3, 4, maybe, you know what I mean? Letting them know Pop is he's sitting right there, but he was signal calling on let Rockman know, you know, it's cool, but I'm hearing him rambling in the refrigerator. What y'all doing? You know, I didn't do it but laugh because they thought they would get no more Pop and stuff like that. But I like to see that because they let me know they're intelligent. It lets me know they thinking. You understand? All these things are signs of intelligence of your children, if you understand. It says the teaching of Islam has such great power and influence that the power has a great effect upon the people that it even come down those with a lion like nature. You got to teach them about people. You got to teach them about this world, brother. You got to teach them how to talk. You got to teach them how to comprehend. You got to teach them how to study. You understand what I'm saying? You got to really teach them how to think for themselves. You got to teach them about their nature. You understand? You got to teach them the nature of a boy. You got to teach them the nature of a female. You understand? You got to teach them the do's and the don'ts. So when they come out your home and have to go into the public school system, with all this foolishness that they being taught. So our children pretty much went to the school that we set up, brother. Larger educational system, center that we set up, and our children came through that. They got that early training where they were thrown in the belly of the beast in the public school system. Even when we had to put Rockman and Raheem, they was into a Montessori school or whatever they call it. But we would go up there and let them know certain holidays and Halloween and Christmas, we don't celebrate. Understand? So we appreciate it if you give them something else to participate in when y'all have them little school parties, or we'll keep them at home. Sometimes, you know, we'll pop in on them and see what's going on in the school, or what type of activities and what type of behavior. They slide some of that curriculum up under them and trying to, you know, turn them in another direction, trying to control their minds with this integration process that we're in. All these things that you have to do, brother, you know, that's your future. That's the future of the nation. If they can poison the mind of our children like you see going on now, all they're going to grow up to do is try to chase things. All they're going to grow up to do, don't have good manners, don't have no respect for the adults and themselves, and then it opens them up to the traps. You understand what I'm saying, brother? So this is what the black man, this is what the black family is all about, really, is teaching them how to loyalty to one another, teach them how to be upright, teach them morals and values, but they got to see you stand on it. Understand? And if we make a mistake, understand? You know, even you can make a mistake with your child sometimes, you know, then you got to go back and straighten it out and apologize. You understand? You know, children are very, very wise and very innocent. You understand? Or they open up to you. But a lot of times we fuss too damn much. That's all we end up doing with no teacher. You understand what I'm saying? Teach your children who they are. But we teach them, who are you? I walk with them, hold their hand, and tell them, who are you? Repeat this. You the Asiatic black man or woman, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. And I ask them, who are you? I'm the Asiatic black man. And, you know, they be getting it out. You understand? And teach them high self-esteem. Teach them how to be unafraid. You understand? Where they can go before anybody and project their thoughts to the world. Not being afraid, being ashamed to speak. Bring that self-esteem up out of them. You understand? You got to start at an early age. 19 kids them were taught at an early age. He about 4 or 5. He had to come before 500-600 people on stage first time. You understand? First time to come out there, they come out there, they a little shy, a little hesitant. But that second year, they were gone. Been gone ever since. You understand what I'm saying? These are the things we got to teach them. Teach our children to be upright. Teach them about the world that we living in. Don't give them that fairy tale story. You got to give them the truth. Homeschooling is so important. You know, what's wrong with teaching your own children? You understand? Then you can send them out into the world because now they got their foundation. Our children went out to the world, and when they went into the world, they hit a wall sometimes. When they were old enough, as young teenagers going off to school and these type of things, but as they were going through their changes and from 2 to 3 up to 7, even up into their teens, then we had different levels of children, different ages and stuff. The older children, you know, they were listening to music, but it wasn't allowed to be played in the house because we had younger children that we didn't want them to be influenced by certain TV programs. They were not allowed to be on. You understand? You got to control the information going into the minds of your children. You got to take them around. I could tell you about something, but I could show you better. I would take them around, even where the pimps and the so-called hoes or the dope fiends. I would take them around and explain to what they looking at. You understand? This is what you're looking at. You understand what I'm saying? All these things so they would know. You understand? Well, they wouldn't just come out in the world and be blind to all these things. We show them the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we took them around upright people as well. You understand? We put them in that environment where people were striving to be upright. You understand what I'm saying? The people that would look out for them as well. When they had children, they had their own children, but everybody was on the same accord, trying to do the same thing, be upright. Men and women working together in uniformity, being organized, knowing how to take care of business, knowing how to greet one another, knowing how to help one another, knowing how to be kind, knowing good etiquette. Yes, sir. No, sir. Knowing how to sit at a table and have discipline. We took our children when they were little, took them to the restaurant. People were amazed. They would come up to us and say, your children are so behaved. You understand what I'm saying? They sitting there and running all over the place, all up under the table and all these old type of things. Say, we got to teach, brother. Understand what I'm saying? Then you got to bring knowledge. You know, you got to put something on your cap. You understand what I'm saying? And we got to get up out of hating self and kind. You understand what I'm saying? Learn how to make good choices. Damn, soldier.
Thank you. Copy that.
Beg pardon?
Copy that, sir. Thank you.
All right, anything else though, brother? You better get it while you can. But there's the thing, brother, that we have to do, you know, and, you know, it's a blessing that you're here tonight trying to get the information you need to raise your family so we can take our planet back, brother. You understand? This is takeover time. They represent our future. That's why I wanted to come on tonight and talk about the family and the children. The man is the head, but the man got to be connected to the Most High. You understand? Because your woman is connected to you, and you connect her to God. Because all she's doing is looking for the God anyway. Because that's her nature. She's a divine woman. But we've been made other than ourselves, based on our behavior, based on what's allowed in this society. Understand? Because everybody else doing it don't make it right. Understand what I'm saying? You know, and then we have to develop strong family ties. And we have to understand though, you know, brother, families sometimes are a work in progress, the process. Understand what I'm saying? Everything just don't, you got family members sometimes that don't get along. Understand what I'm saying? Sometimes we move down different paths in life. Understand? You got some want to do right, some want to do wrong. Then you have to be careful like this too, brother. Once your children, when you have in-laws, grandmothers, if they ain't on the same page, we didn't let our, you know, their grandmother them love them, but they liked all them old holidays and stuff. Understand? So they weren't allowed to visit until the holiday was over. Because Miss Moore, she would buy presents like, you know, December of Ramadan for us. So they couldn't go over to their grandmother's house for that whole month because we know she gonna slide that Christmas on them. You understand? So as we went to Kwanzaa and Ramadan, maybe in February, we let them go back. And the holiday over with, you can give them a present now, but it wasn't related to Christmas. Understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to be careful when you let your children, you have on a certain diet. Understand? You go to grandmama house, grandma, it's all right. So give them some of that. You understand what I'm saying? These things are so important because in the end, you the one gonna have to be dealing with them. Understand? When they grow up or start growing through their levels and stages of the growth and development. There's so much that we have to be aware of, brother, when we raising our children, especially in America, brother. You know, everything goes. You know, and the black man is on the bottom, but we coming to the top. Teach your children that they God's, brother. Black man and woman can't see themselves because we've been hit in the head and all that knowledge has been extracted from us. We can't even look at ourselves and say we got power and force. We can't say we a God, like something wrong with that. Because I can look at the black man, he's so far in the mud, you can barely see his eyes. So how you gonna believe you a God, but you can believe in a mystery God, something that you can never see? Understand? So some don't have any concern with the affairs of man that the white boy gave us. If you raise your children like that, you're gonna lose them. Because when you say you're a God, that puts responsibility on you. That puts responsibility on your children. You understand? And you have to strive to be the best of the best. And then your responsibility to go out here and raise the world up through the grace and help of that true and living God. You understand what I'm saying, brothers? And then you got to understand our history. We from that tribe of Shabbat, the rebellious ones. Mr. Shabbat rebelled against the circle of the gods. You understand what I'm saying? When they told him not to go in Africa and make this other man, which he made us, but he said, I'm going anyway. And he went out and tried to teach the people and get them to go along with him. But they didn't kill him because they knew the future. You understand? That we gonna need to be a strong people like no other because of the hardship that we would have to face when we were kidnapped and brought to the West. You understand what I'm saying? But any child being born today is a special child. And it's our responsibility to teach them right, bring that God-like soul and spirit out of them. You understand? Because we shall rule, brother. The future belongs to us. Understand what I'm saying? Brother, what's your name?
Rod.
Ron?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother Ron. Anything else, soldier, did that help you in any type of way? You got any question, my brother?
No more questions. You gave me enough to think on and work on. I appreciate it.
Well, I thank you for coming on tonight, brother, because family is the key for the black nation. You know, teach them how to be industrious, brother. Teach them how to overcome obstacles. You understand? And just watch them. You know, teach them to watch them, how they play together. You know, I watch all my grandbabies when I'm around. I got little Amin Ra, he's about 5 months now. I call him my little crybaby because, you know, he's been breastfed, so he don't like being away from his mother too long.
Right.
Only time he want grandpa to hold him when we was at Invest Fest, where he want me cam all around the place. He looking at every doggone thing. When I got back to his mom, he didn't want to go back to her, but he was using me there. You understand what I'm saying? You dig? So now when I get it, he want to do all that crime because I know my energy might be too strong, so I just let him be. You understand? Because I know I got you. You know, I know you attached to your mother. You understand? And your father, that's all you know. But as time go along, grandpa got you. You understand? All my grandbabies got special gifts. You understand? I got some I ain't had a chance to interact with, brother. But that's our responsibility. Get them ready to take over, brother, and build a righteous world. Not the world you see today, not the mindset you see on the planet today. They're the ones that's going to affect the change, brother, that we are looking for. You understand? But you got to plant those seeds in their mind as a child, brother Ron. So if you don't have anything else, brother, I'm gonna move right along. And if you got anything else, bring it up now, brother.
I'm good to go. Thank you.
All right then, brother. Thank you. You know, these are things we got to do, black people. You know, we got to teach ourselves now. You know, we jumping around too much. We got every time there's a problem, we worrying about it. If this, they're gonna do that, if this going on, man, what does y'all keep worrying about this frivolous stuff for? You got the power to bring in a whole new universe. You know, and I ain't gonna take you long tonight. You got Brother Wesley Muhammad in the Nation of Islam. He's teaching you about the so-called unidentified flying objects and who's flying them. He said, the black man is on these ships, brother. If you know your history, if you know your roots, you understand, you wouldn't even question it. But you've been educated by your open enemy. He ain't gonna tell you the black man is on these planes. That's been in his presence. One clip he had where this man had a security clearance higher than the president of the United States of America, and they were interviewing. And they asked him who these people, what they looked like. He said they was, his estimate, at least 7 feet or taller. And she said, the interviewer said, well, they dark people or brown? He said they were black. Understand what I'm saying? Black folks. All of this is hidden knowledge. They don't want you to know. You understand? Who you are. They don't want you to know we the guys of the universe. You understand what I'm saying? They want us to be niggas and savages. One who have lost the knowledge of self and leading a beast life. Wow. Uncontrollable. Called criminals. Or human animals. Or predators. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, wherever you see a black man, woman, and child, you're looking at God. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, when the time comes, every black man, woman, and child shall be a Mecca unto himself. There will be a new form of government on the planet. Once upon a time, the black man never knew what it was even to lie. Once upon a time, the black man and woman never knew what it was to fornicate or commit adultery or to even practice trigonometry or even knew what it was to sin. Think about that. Think about that, black people. This is you. But we are the rebellious one. With the Indians rebelled, they were exiled from the righteous. The devil in the hills and cave sides of Europe, the rebellious one that rebelled against all of God's law and killed all his prophets that he sent, the majority of them. You understand what I'm saying? And gave us a fairy tale about a man on the ship with elephants and lions and all type of other stuff, and the water flooding the planet, and we fell for all this hook, line, and sinker, put a white man on the cross, understand? Told him that was our God, that they done nailed to the cross. Think about it. Done changed the history of the black nation. Blowed off the nose and face and cheeks of the Sphinx, and the Sphinx on the pyramid. Some say the face of the black man, some say the face of the black woman. Frankly, it don't make me no different because we all black, we all from the same. We come from the womb of the Asiatic black woman. You understand what I'm saying? Allah's first creation was the woman. The first Muslim was the woman. She submitted to God himself. Allahu Akbar. So that's it in a nutshell. We are great people. You understand? The humble shall inherit the earth. I don't know about that meat part. I think that's the part they added in. Be great. Be great and humble. Understand? Respect those in authority where they respect you will not. Long as it don't conflict with your religion. Be non-aggressive. But if you are attacked, black man, black woman, fight like hell. Fight to the death. Take over time. Understand what I'm saying, black folks? If you got anybody else sitting back there tonight who want to come on, otherwise, I'm not going to hold you long tonight. Understand what I'm saying? It's just an honor and a pleasure to come before my people. And like I always tell you, I always say my prayer even before I come on and ask Allah, I say, these are your people, Allah. Let your words become my words. Let me be that vessel. I know I ain't no perfect vessel. You understand? But speak to your people. May If I don't get but one, understand what I'm saying? If I don't get but that one, I done did my job tonight. Understand? Another one down and another one up. Take over time, black man. They say what? Civilize that man. Black man, raising from the dead. Understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make this short and brief tonight. So I say, Muhammad. I say Muhammad. I say Muhammad's got the devil on the run. That's right. Run, devil, run. Huh. 2, 3, 4. Take over time, black man. Take over time. Allah Akbar. Killed another devil tonight. Short and brief tonight. Get you some of this gold water. Get you some of this silver bullet. Very, very helpful. Best products on the market. Good for your health. Good connect them neurons up. Fine on all cylinders. This is good for the COVID. That Popkeys 25 get your discount tonight. You know, I always play these top crowns. Got that black and gold and white. Got other colors too. You know, Crown Society. We become part of a righteous society. And these are the things that we have to support, brothers. We support everybody but ourselves. We support all the brothers and sisters. I heard Red Pill talking today on one of this podcast. He said, you know, you can get finance and support for all unrighteousness, but when you got those that's on the ground doing the work, they don't get that support. You understand what I'm saying? We don't help the ones that we are always praising, but we don't want to help the cause. You understand? Of freedom, justice, and equality. You understand? This is what we got to do. We got to support one another. We also have, I don't have with me tonight, they got the nice jogging suits. On the back of some say, free your mind. You understand? You got the t-shirts, the sweatshirts. They got the towels. The whole 9 yards. So there's really no excuse at all. We got to be self-sustaining now. You know, make sure you all start stocking up on your food supply, your water supplies. Because you know if something jump off in the so-called Middle East, everything gonna shoot up. Gasoline, food, everything. And you'd be stuck just like they over there in Gaza without food, water, energy, and none of that, because all the highways surround all the cities, and all they got to do is cut off the entrance and exits. You understand? Train, black man. Train on how to fight in close quarter combat. Understand what I'm saying? How you can take down somebody that's bigger than you. Understand what I'm trying to tell you, black folks. Stay in shape. Keep your diet good. Brothers, try to get down at least 1 meal a day, one good meal. Understand? Learn how to read the stars. Learn how to make a fire if necessary. The whole 9 yards. You got to know all these things. Because things go down, it's a possibility. But a good soldier is what? Always prepared. Understand what I'm saying? Black people, it's our time now. Allah, God, whatever name you want to put on it, is with us. He's with us. But the key is you got to get with him. And he excuse you for your ignorance when you don't know, you don't know. And a lot of you all reject this because I use the word Islam. Or I use the word Allah. But who gave you your religion? Who gave you your God? Where did you get it and when did you get it? Understand what I'm saying? Remember, King James had one of the biggest slave companies on the planet. Understand what I'm saying? When they had the conference of Nice, then they started to change the Bible and they slid it up on us. While the slave master was sitting up on the big old slave, up on the shade tree, had the slave sitting in the sun, telling her to turn the other cheek. You understand? Gave the blonde hair and blue-eyed guy to worship. And on top of that, he was dead. Talking about he gonna come back alive. Allahu Akbar. And look what we went for. Look what happened to us. That's why we like running to Disneyland. Because he got us in the Disneyland matrix. Changed all the history, changed our names, took our identity from us, extracted our knowledge, our religion, our culture, took all of that. Over there murdered and maimed people on the planet in the motherland. Right now, as I speak, death was all over the planet. We looking for happiness in America. We looking for justice in America to be given to us next year in the 2024 election. How foolish of a people can we be? We have to demand what we want. You understand what I'm saying? Let these out niggas put that fear tactic on you like they did in 2020. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're going to play the same card. That's the only one they got. It's our time, black people. The most beautiful, most God-fearing people on the planet is the original people. You have knowledge that you have forgotten. Understand what I'm saying? But we were put to sleep. But now it's all coming back. Learn how to eat, to live. Get the damn books. You read every doggone thing else. Study how to get your power back. Take over time. So as it came before you, I'm going to leave you tonight, black people, with divine greeting words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum. Good night. Wartime. Allahu Akbar.